And welcome to another episode of Good and Bad, where we go through the past week of different games and give it either a thumbs up or a thumbs down based on what we thought about the game. Now, I am Finity with Reality Skewed Gamers, and welcome to the Star Wars Galaxy of Hero week of review that we are going to talk about. And it was actually a pretty big week. I have to say, I'm pretty excited about this week. I might have spoiled a little bit there, so shh. But we're going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that we saw this week, and we got some big announcements from the devs of Galaxy of Heroes. So let's go ahead and jump right into it and start talking about the big things that you need to know. Now, the first one, I am giving it a thumbs down.
This is bad.
But it's not a major thumbs down, but it is something that I want to make sure all of you guys are aware of, and it is the disabling of the Facebook linking. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with it, the Facebook linking was the primary way that allowed you to mix or link together your iOS and your Android devices to the same Galaxy of Heroes account. This is currently disabled. You still have the option to link the two, but in order to do that, you now have to contact the customer support. It's probably something in the background. We don't know much of the details. It's an inconvenience, although probably not the biggest impact, but again, makes it a little bit of an impact to try and talk to customer support in order to get this done. So I give this kind of like a little thumbs down, but it still is a thumbs down on the overall scale of things. But now we get into really the exciting news that came out this week. We have the new State of the Galaxy. Now, the State of the Galaxy is their monthly post talking about what is coming for the month, and then they have their road ahead, which is kind of giving like a 3-month preview. They gave us an idea about what is coming during this month, and this month is going to be The Mandalorian. So we're finally getting some Mandalorian content, I think a lot sooner than a lot of us thought it was going to show up. And the two characters they have mentioned so far specifically are Greef Karga and Cara Dune. So these are the ones they mentioned first. Then they also mentioned that the Mandalorian himself is going to come. So we'll have to see how Din Djarin actually gets introduced in this. We don't know what kind of event or any kind of system it is going to be for his shards. Looks like Cara Dune and Greef Karga are going to be the Marquee-ish type. That's our original guess. They give some information about here. So I'm giving a thumbs up.
Business is good.
Overall to the State of the Galaxy. Now, this post is actually going to get a second thumbs up.
Business is good.
And that is going to be for the artwork of Cara Dune. Long have we talked about their artwork because they have made it a focus. And after the release of Rey, which was horrendous, and the release of what her face looked like compared to what Daisy Ridley looked like in the comparison, they have done a great job with this character model of Cara Dune. So giving props to the art department for CG. They deserve it on this one. Cara Dune's artwork looks great. Hopefully Apollo Creed is going to look well, as good as Cara Dune. Although it's going to be hard to do that because, I mean, Cara Dune versus Apollo Creed. I mean, But looks like the artwork is starting to move in the right direction. We'll hopefully consider the whole Rey fiasco a anomaly while they have their new vector polygon budget. So we'll keep on the lookout for that. But they've done a good job with this post and giving us just enough to kind of whet our appetites as we get through April, where a lot of people are on stay at home. So these kind of things help to kind of push us along and keep us interested in the game. Now then came a post about an AI issue with the Galactic Legends. Now, if you guys are not familiar with it, there is some unintended interactions between the Galactic Legends AI, which probably means that it's a little bit weaker than it should be. And of course, for the newest characters, they usually try to boost these, so they are very difficult. And so they are investigating it to see if there's going to be any changes. So they are reviewing the data that they have in order to see if there's going to be any changes. So to all of you out there, I would recommend that you don't use this for now, because while they're reviewing the data, they're not going to have any data, right? So if you guys don't want constant changes to your Galactic Legends, hold off on using this counter for now. Wait until afterwards. And then if they readdress it, that's just them wasting time in their poor testing. So of course, this is getting a thumbs down.
This is bad.
Not because there's any AI issues, but it just goes back to the frustration that is with the community that there isn't enough testing. We'll see what they do with that beta, the p-test that they have set up, and actually testing anything in the future. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about, they are once again doing the Submit Your Questions Q&A that is going to be held on the 23rd of April. Now, they said that they're going to do this once again in the general discussion section. They're doing it live, and so I am once again giving this a thumbs down.
This is bad.
Last month, Crumb even said that the way that they are doing it was not the correct way, and he's trying to investigate a better way. There are a ton of better ways, and they are doing the same thing again. So once again, we're seeing from CG, they say one thing and it falls hollow. They have better ways to do this. It doesn't have to be live. There is zero reason for it to be live. Collect questions, post them, all the answers at once at a particular time. Let the players read it and be done with it. There is zero reason for it to be live. They haven't changed anything. It is similar to what they did with that mass beta test that they had earlier, where people signed up and they did nothing, which is why that whole P-test thing is a little bit annoying. But they aren't changing anything, and so I am giving this a thumbs down. Again, the CG Sven, if you guys haven't been aware, and we mentioned this before, is no longer with CG. They have a new developer that they're bringing in, and it's CG Audio. And CG Audio is an audio artist. I feel really bad that this person is being pulled into this, because the majority of players play this game on mute so they don't disturb people in their office space. They don't have noises from Star Wars coming out of their bathroom. Just in general, people don't play this game with sound. There are some, and there are some cool sounds sometimes if you actually listen to it. Streamers can't really use the music, because if you use the music, you get copyright flagged on your videos. So it's just a whole host of things where it's like, why is the audio artist being a dev that is being pulled into this? We've already had enough with the art. The artwork has not really resonated with the community. They're throwing in audio artists now, which is unfortunate. So we'll see what happens with this. But overall, this seems like a very poorly planned effort to once again answer questions. I wish they would work in other ways in order to get this done, but it is what it is, and we'll see what happens next week. So overall, there were a lot of bad things this week, but this week is going to get a thumbs up. I think the Mandalorian content really overshadows all of the little negative things that they had, whether it's the AI bug, whether it's kind of just telling you to wail harder. All of these are very poor in the general scheme of things, but the Mandalorian content coming out this month is a reinvigorating factor that this community needs. And because of that, I am giving this week a thumbs up, and I hope that the following weeks are going to build upon this and not just leave the Mandalorian content stranded to the same extent that the Han Solo movie content was. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below for the video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you already haven't, and I will see you on the next episode of Good and Bad next week. Take care, guys.